All right, let's start a new discourse, okay, guys? Let's go ahead and talk about AI, right? With AI, right? We're kind of like forced upon us as human beings, right? We didn't have a choice. You know what I mean? Someone just put it out there into the world, and now we have to live with it, right? Um, Now let's talk about AI, right? So when the AI was being developed, I was kind of intrigued by the notion, right? I knew what it was. Obviously, a whole lot of people know what it is, and what artificial intelligence is, right? But to actually understand how machine learning is made possible, right? The creation of it, and also being able to comprehend how it actually works, right? That's that's totally different from just people just like knowing what it is and using it, as an application versus and then having it be a part of our lives, right? Versus engineering it and making it capable to actually um, be have self awareness, right? And like will it ever get to that point where it becomes completely self aware to where it doesn't need human assistance, right? Or a programmer to help it to, you know, uh, be flawless in its actions, right? And just just as like the human being is imperfect, I believe AI is also imperfect. Although it can has the capability of processing computation a lot faster than human beings. Like it doesn't have the nano capabilities of certain aspects of its self awareness for it to surpass the human intelligence, right? But it can. The thing is, it can. It can self teach itself a lot of things, right? Just as long as you guys put, just as long as the scientists or the the creators put it in an environment for it to learn certain things, so it can grow itself, to develop itself, and learn of those things and make itself possible to grow in that way, right? Because it should be no limit to it. So the creation of it, right? So before you get to learn about AI, it's all software based, right? So AI has to do with the creator creating an algorithm for the said intelligence to learn the process of learning, right? So let's talk about like a little kid and how you as a parent of a little kid was able to teach the little kid how to teach itself how to learn, right? And that's exactly what it is, right? So for one, that's one algorithm right there, right? It needs to teach itself. It needs to teach itself, right? So that in itself is a step. So it's called an algorithm, right? So look at I'll tell you what an algorithm is. An algorithm is a set of instructions for you to give a computer so that it can, um, given the input that you give it, it can produce an output, right? That's an algorithm, right? Through the process of iteration, right? So depending on what the formula is, right, it needs to cycle through that formula many times, iterations until it gets to the right value that outputs the right uh, what you call it, solution, or in the case of problem solving and answer, right? Um, as an algorithm. So with that being said, we need to feed the algorithm. Oh, we need to create an algorithm for a which is instructions for the machine to start learning. So one instruction is this is what uh, you need to teach yourself how to learn. That's one instruction, right? Now you can put that way in the back because we need a lot of things in the beginning to for us to begin to teach you how to learn. Have a good day. Peace. I'll just let you know that I am in the bathroom like I normally am, but it's the only place I can really talk at this time of the evening. But I want to give you my credentials, right? I went to school for computer science. You know what I mean? I got my degree in computer science. And at the same time, I never really went into the workforce as a programmer or anything like that. But, I have some skills here and there in programming. Um, but at the same time, I'm like, I've spent a lot of my years trying to build business, right? A business. But, um, with that being said and done, I'm glad I'm where I'm at as far as, not being able to, what I mean, become this multi-million dollar CEO or whatever, right? And the reason why is because I think a lot of people with lots of money have lots of problems, right? Because they just have a whole lot of conflicts um, or problems that comes with the money.